there and continuing to stay well. I'd like to welcome you to the conference. And yeah, Winona's stuffing her face over here because she's not supposed to.
I'm not supposed to chew on camera, but go figure. I'm chewing on camera, and I'm not supposed to do this either. I'm gonna do this too. Okay, there we go.
Really?
Yeah,
really? That's horrible. Okay.
If there's hair in your mouth, you can't do it. I mean, you're not gonna eat it. I'm sorry, not happening. Anyway, let's get started with the Get It Done Writers Conference, and in true Winona and Jade style, the And I Thought ladies. Oh, we should introduce ourselves.
Wait, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
And I'm going to do that because Jade is taking care of technical issues right now.
I'm Jade.
Thank you. Yay. And I'm Winona. And we are the And I Thought ladies. One of the reasons we are able to throw this conference is because we write books. Go figure.
Absolutely.
We have 13 of them, actually. We're also the co-founders of the 25 Hottest. I'm going to let Jade say this.
The Authors, Artists, and Advocate magazine 2020 is out. You can check everything out at www.andwethought.com. But without further ado.
I want to finish one more thing. We also have the Literary Magazine. And you guys, if you're in the audience today, please remember that in August, we have the Thoughtful Book Festival. So if you have written your book by then, feel free. We leave spots available for people to come by and read from their books and talk about their books and their journey. So look for updates on that. Now, that's all can be found on www.andwethought.com and also on our Facebook page. Now, without further ado, welcome to the, what's this conference again?
Get It Done Writers Conference.
I'm hoping we're able to get it done today. We're in quarantine. Let's take this time and write the book you've always been wanting to write.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with what everyone needs to know in order to write a book. And that is the first page. Give me 1 second.
No. Like, there you go.
Woohoo! And I'm going to share the screen.
Well, yeah. Actually, we should start at the beginning, right?
Yes, let's share it. Let's start at the beginning.
Trinda, I like your background.
I do.
I just wanted to say time. I know it's not.
I don't even know how it got there. I was trying to figure out how it got there, but thanks.
Okay, so people, if you want to know how to change the background, I believe it's under the section with start your video, and then you click the little carrot. It looks like a carrot. Since we're all writers, we know what a carrot looks like, right?
So the little carrot, and then you can change your, and it'll say virtual background, and then you can change it if you like.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
So, no, let's start sharing a page to get back to work. I want you guys to know that we're kind of funny and silly, so we easily get distracted.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So if you guys say something humorous, we'll stop and just talk about it.
We will. We will.
There we go.
The play. So slideshow, yes.
Boom.
Play from beginning. Here we go. Let's write our first page, an interactive workshop.
Yes, when we did this, I had a vision of it being like you answer the questions as we go along. Because most of the time when you do a virtual thing, people don't want to do that. You be like, do you have questions? And they're like, cricket, cricket, cricket. And then someone will write, good job in the chat. That's not a question.
But I mean, I thank you, though. I love all the accolades, y'all. I love the encouragement. Thank you.
All right. So this is going to be semi-interactive. We need audience participation. Let's go. So let us begin. So what is your story idea? If you guys are in the audience, I'm sorry, Jay keeps telling me, it's y'all.
Or everyone.
Everyone. Yes, because you guys aren't all, I just said that again. There we go. If you have a story idea, can you just kind of like tell me what your story idea is, what ideas we're working with today?
Oh, we gotta go back to.
No? Okay. So one of my stories is a noir story. So we'll work with that story. So we are going to do a web to write our story today. So you will write your story idea. What is your story? Like, what do you know that you definitely want for your story? Do you know if it's going to be noir? Do you know that there's going to be a fairy tale? Do you know the type of story? Do you know where it's going to take place? And then write one idea one other idea that you have off of that. So we have our first line. Where is your story? I find when I start writing, I think Jade finds it too.
I have technical difficulties. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring.
Jade also finds this to be true as well, is that when we write our story, we oftentimes start off with our setting. I personally start off with the setting. Some people start off with the characters. Okay, no, we have people in the chat. So my idea, I'm writing about a couple that's partners in crime, and he doesn't know his wife is a trained killer, and mine takes place in Los Angeles. Okay, I love that first idea.
Yeah, very awesome.
I love
Thank
that.
You for sharing.
Thank you so much for sharing. Oh my goodness, it's actually interactive. I feel we've accomplished a goal today. So let's go with the crime people, like the
partners in crime.
The partners in crime. And so we have that story idea. Where would we want to start?
Where does it take place? In LA. So she answered that too.
Oh yeah, and it's in LA. So when I say where's your story, I also mean where is your story and the fact that what do you think your first scene is going to be? We know it's in the city. Is it going to be in a dark alley? Is it going to be in a castle? Is it going to be outer space on a spaceship in the kitchen? That sort of thing. So we can narrow that down to exactly where in LA you want that to take place. That would be terrific. All right, who just shared? Oh, that's okay. So now that we have the setting, we want to know what that setting is going to be like. And I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but no, I'm not. So like, if we have that cold, dark alley, that's exactly it. We need to know if it's cold, if it's dark, if it's damp, if when you step on things, the person has on high heels, does it click clack and does it echo? If the walls feel like it's closing in on the person, what are they thinking about this alley? Because now you have your background. So now what you would have is your story idea, one principle, some specific place where it's happening, and a description of that place. Now, those are three components you can move around and try to figure out. Ariana and Bishop, and it starts in their home first. So good. So you're pretty much on your first page. Look at that. You've already got most of that. Great. So now that you know that, you could actually just write. Well, you wouldn't write the first one about the criminal and the wife, but you might start off with 2 trained killers living in the same house, or 2 trained killers cooking breakfast, or something like that. Yeah, because if the one person doesn't know, then you can do both. Anyway, we're going to get to this. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here. All right, let's move on. Next slide. So this is our story progression according to the web, if you're keeping up with our web. And since Ariana and Ben already have names, you guys...
Ben! Look at Ben!
Hey, look at Ben! Great, I'm glad we picked that name. They already have names. You don't have to think about their names. But this is normally when I think about what's next for name-wise. Because I find if you have a setting and you have described the setting, you have places and components that your character name can interact with. You also have places to pull from. Like if it's a cold, damp place, what name makes you think of cold, damp, dark, and noir? If it's light, bright, breezy in summer, what name makes me think of that? And then I can think about, well, what does the person look like that's going to match that first setting? And that's what we're going to move to next. All right, so this is what we have so far on our web. Your story, another story idea, a setting, how that setting makes your character feel or how that setting feels, your main character, and the name. Now let's put some clothes on them and dress them up like a sim. So what do they look like? Are they tall? Are they small? Are they a prisoner? Are they a criminal, a hardened criminal, a white-collar criminal? Do they have blue eyes, green eyes? Are they sci-fi? Are they classy? Are they a vixen? Are they a TV star? And what do those people look like? So let's look into the story. and figure out how we're going to portray them overall, not how we're dressing them, an idea of how you want to portray them, because that's going to tell you the first pieces of dialogue. How do you think you want that dialogue to come across so that person reflects that, but not too much? Leave some mystery, but still give us a little feeling, like 2 sentences of who they really are. Later on today, 1:45, Diane Gladsman is perfect at breaking this down in stories that already exist, how you can do this with your first page. Now, how fashionable is your story? Now, we figured out who they are overall,
and where they're located. And now we need to talk about what time period they're in and how fashionable are they. Are they in the Victorian time?
Are they like a plain white tee kind of person, but they have the attitude inside where they're like, I can take on the world, but you know, that outside is so plain no one expects them to be taking on the world? Are they a fashionista? Once again, are they a vixen? What kind of clothes they're going to wear? And this is important because what kind of clothes they're going to wear often shows what station in life.
So Ariana,
oh, you already have 3 chapters written already, so you don't even need this.
So Ariana, she has expensive taste. She has a Chanel dress, so she's very, very fashionable.
Thank you, Ariana.
That's not Ariana.
Oh, sorry.
The character is Ariana.
Well, no. I'm saying thank you, Ariana, for sharing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I told you guys, we're easily distracted. So the characters have expensive taste, and then that kind of tells us about their station in life, and of course they would because they get paid well for their jobs if they're trained and they do well. Is this true? Okay. Nope, I have nothing in the chat yet. So we're going to move on. So I want to know right now, how is you guys' story progressing your first page? Is this helping at all?
So Bishop is a suit kind of wearing guy.
Okay.
Anyone? Anyone else?
All right, so let's go through our progress right now. So you have your story idea, your setting, how it makes people feel, your main character. You know what your character looks like. Yes, we're good? You know the name of your character, and you know what they are wearing.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, so yay.
All right. Now, who's telling your story? This is where you're going to get the story voice. Is it in the past? Is it first person? Is it third person? Is it omniscient? Is it that horrible? I'm not horrible. Is it that hard to do second person? But that always, it's such a payoff when you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. This gives you control a lot over your first page because you now know the voice of it. So when you start off with setting, a lot of times you can start off with the wind whispered in the trees on a hot summer day, and you don't need to know if it's first person as your first sentence.
Ariana and Bishop's story is in second person.
Oh, my goodness. High five to you guys. Wow. Yes. Oh, do you guys all, are you self-publishing that or trying to get it traditionally published? Because I want to read it.
Quickly, right?
Yes.
I mean, quickly.
I'm in isolation. I got time. All right. This is what we have so far for our progression. Now, what's your character doing right now? I feel this is very critical to the first page. Because the first thing that your character do is going to set up what they are like for the rest of the story. So what's y'all's character doing right now?
Second person, they're adding it to Google Docs so all of us can read, and they want to publish. I want to publish.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I'm going to read it. All right, so what your character is doing right now means, like, at the moment that you're going to introduce your audience, and those first couple of sentences, where will your character be? What will they be doing? Will they be walking? Will they be on a heist? Will they be out of space looking down? Will they be at a crossroads in their mind? Or will they be doing a regular everyday activity? Will they be playing sports? Will they be serving a meal? Will they be at their tedious job, maybe, that has no end? There you go.
They just killed 6 people, and they're heading to a heist now. So that's where her story is.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm more and more in love with this story. All right, there's your story map. Who are they talking to? First lines of dialogue, that's going to be your first way of introducing your, it's going to be the first way of introducing your character to the rest of the people in the story. That's going to be the first time you're going to introduce like your second character or your first sub-character. And it's not sub-character, and I know the word for it. Yeah, but it's just not coming to my head today. So who they're talking to, your first lines of dialogue are extremely important, because that tells you if you even going to want to keep reading what the rest of they have to say. And now we're at the end. This is where we would write our dialogue. So we would take the components from this story map and rearrange them. Do you want to start off with your setting, or do you want to start off with a description of your main character? Do you want to, and then from that, you would figure out if you want to write what they look like, or do you want to start with the setting first and then the dialogue first? But anyway, if you just mismatch these three elements to the story, you will be able to finish your first page. Yes, and what's in the chat?
The chat, Bishop and Ariana are talking to each other. Bishop is telling her to slow down because he doesn't want her to get killed. Main characters and
nice. So just move those three things around on your page, and I want to, give me 1 second, and I'll show you what it'll look like. We normally teach this in person.
As you can tell.
As you can tell. So what I normally hand out to the class is something like this, with all the blank lines, and then we have a whole other page.
No one sees it.
Oh, no one sees it? Hold on. No. Where are we?
Push it. Push it up. Come on. And good.
All right. So we hand out something like this. I'm not going to put it in the chat because it's not worthwhile. You see, it's just a question and some lines.
You can send that to me.
But what you would do is write down what you first want to say here, and then you would just kind of like number the components and move those sentences around until you kind of get a rough draft of what you like. And then you could come back and work on it again and add in the sentences that you want to smooth it out. But the point is, once you write down all of the components, like we have 12, and then you write them all 12 down here, you can just move it around. And when people get done this class, they normally have their actual full first page.
Okay, thank you so much for listening to us this morning.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
All right, let's see if we have our next person here. No. Danielle! Danielle!
Like this cheese. Hello.
We can't see you.
I know, I'm about to turn my video on. Hold on one